Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. All experiences happen only in the mind. Nothing happens, no experience happens to the body. Therefore, all spiritual practices, whether karma, upasana, or study of scriptures, all of them are to work on the mind. So, if we know the art of how to mind the mind, then we are leading the life of meditation, Dhyanamay Jivan. It is not only for half an hour that we sit quiet and thereafter suffer. No. Therefore, we have to be fully convinced of this. You are hearing this, but hearing is different, knowing is different, and conviction is different. See? So, when some with local anesthesia, some small operation is done, we can observe on our own body that the doctor is cutting the particular part and the blood is coming out. He takes out what he has to take out and then he stitches. All that is happening to the body and we are seeing them, observing them. But nothing happens to us. The reason is that particular part is not allowed to be entered by the mind. So the entry of the mind is blocked in that part of the body. And therefore, although the operation is conducted, cutting, then the blood comes out, suturing, all of that does not make any difference to us. The reason is mind has not been allowed to enter that area. How simple it is. Now the second thing. Whenever we think about something, that something has entered our mind. See? That which doesn't enter our mind does not exist for us. Very simple. See? Now, so many things happen to so many people. We don't care for it. But when something happens to someone whom we know, immediately the reactions begin. Second point. Now, the third point. That which is included in the mind is by two ways. First, when we perceive something, perception is nothing but like the reflection of an object in the mirror. This is how the entry of the worldly objects and beings in the mind happens. See? You are not seeing me, nor I am seeing you. What we are experiencing is only the reflection of the things. See? And when to that reflection we react or interact, then an impression is formed on the mind. That impression on the mind of that particular object or a person is responsible for the disturbances in the mind. So these are the three things. Now, The objects never enter our mind directly. It is by way of value or importance that we have given to something. See? Then what is the logic behind giving value or importance to something? No logic. Like I like yellow color. I don't like red color. Now what is the logic? No logic. So these impressions slowly are classified into two categories. One is that of like, second is that of dislike. And this liking and disliking is common for every time, space, and object. Whether I like an object or don't like, two impressions are formed. Whether a place I like or I don't like, two impressions are formed. Whether a time I like or I don't like, two impressions are formed. And therefore, all the impressions of liking, they start initially with a hairline fracture in the mind. Slowly, slowly, with the advancement of our age, now this hairline fracture becomes a valley. And thereafter, our life is only guided by the likes and dislikes. See? Therefore, with this understanding, if we uh, accept meditation is not complaining about the mind. Normally, those who walk the spiritual path, they may not be complaining about the world, but they have all the complaints about their mind. See, normally I am okay, but whenever I sit for meditation, all kinds of thoughts come. Whenever I sit for doing the japa, all kinds of thoughts come. When I want to study, the mind doesn't cooperate. So, about mind, we all have come to a point that complaining about the mind is spiritual practice. See? So, instead of complaining, we have to find out what is the meaning of a disturbed mind. Disturbed mind is that which is under the influence of time, space, and object. In deep sleep, where are we? No place. When are we? No time. What are we? No object. When the mind is free from the influence of these three parameters, time, space, and object, mind is at peace. And this peaceful mind will have a different perception than the mind which is under the influence of time, space, and object. See? And therefore, we have to consciously work on this, that our mind is in due time free from the impact of time, space, and object. See? We must be convinced of this, then only it can happen, otherwise, it will not happen. This is called, according to Patanjali Yoga Darshan, as the inner sadhana or antaranga sadhana. In Vedanta, antaranga sadhana is Shravan Manan Nididhyasan. In Yoga Shastra, it is the Dharana Dhyan Samadhi. So we have to control the mind with reference to place. Mind should not run from one place to another place. Wherever we are, we should be 100%. Like we are here in such a beautiful place. But then, do you think our mind will remain here? When I went to Rishikesh, there also, who asked you? See, the mind has this ability and an addiction to go from place to place. So we have to train the mind that the mind is not allowed to move from place to place. See, now how this mind is spoiled by us when we are in the groups, move around, observe what do you talk. Last time when I came to Ramana ashram, that time it was not that much rush. This time it was too much rush. Time, space, object. See? Has anybody asked us? No. But we have to talk. See how important it is. We have to become aware of these tricks of our mind. See? Therefore, when we tell you the simple Mahamantra, wherever you are, place, whenever you are, time, whatever you are, object or a person, be 100%. Remaining 100% is living in meditation. See, friends, therefore, what will be the conscious effort on our part to lead the meditative life? Number one, try to avoid talking about our earlier experiences to anybody. See, because when we talk to others, we talk about our past or we ask about their past. And we don't recognize this that the past belongs to the body, not to us. We are always in the present. We are not in the past. We are not nor in the future. See? But what happens? The presence is degraded to present because we have given undue importance to the past and the future. Present is a tense. Presence is not a tense. Past is a tense. So when we live in tenses, how can we be free from tensions? See? So consciously, we have to work on this. How to work on it? Before we talk to anybody on any topic, ask a question, not to that person, but to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? I guarantee you, in 99% cases, you will get a reply from within you. There is no need. See? Therefore, our Mahamantra is who asked you? I have told in some of my talks, where did I get these mantras? Now, this mantra, who asked you? This mantra was given to me by Bhagwan Narayana in Badrinath. Just now you told should not talk about the past. Now you are talking about the past. I heard it. See, friends, if you have learned from any experience, you do not crystallize a memory. Memory is either good or bad. Wisdom is not an impression. Wisdom is light. See? Like in our childhood, sometimes we have touched the fire, we got burned. Therefore, we have learned the fire burns. And therefore, toward the fire, we have neither the liking nor disliking. The reason is we have learned from it. So, from our past, instead of talking as events, if we have learned something, then that past is our guru. See, this is where I got this mantra. After the morning 4 o'clock darshan, I came. There used to be one Bhagwati Amma. She is no more now. And I was to always go and sit with her. She used to give me a good thing to eat and tea. So therefore, she was good. So one day I said, Amma, I'm going to stop giving lectures, lectures, lectures. Enough of talks. Then I said like this thing. She started laughing. Why are you laughing, Amma? So when there is a joke, we have to laugh, is it not? He said, what is the joke? Did Narayana ask you whether you want to give lectures or not? No, he didn't ask me. Did I ask you whether you want to give lectures or not? No, you didn't ask me. Then whose question you are answering? I don't want to give lectures. See, who asked you? Instantaneously, you will come back to the utter present. Who asked you? Therefore, if we are consciously working on this, let us not bring our past in the present. See, it is not the fault of Grahasthas, but Babajis also do the same thing. I was there, I was here, I have done this thing. He is my Guru Bhai, he is my Guru Bhain, he is my Guru Patni. Arey, don't create relations. When sannyasa is taken, there is one uh, kriya or rite. It is called as Viraja Home. In that Viraja home, we have performed our Shraddha. We have given our Pindadan. So, for all technical purposes, we are dead bodies. Don't touch us. If you touch, go and take bath. See, friends. And yet we keep on creating relations in this world. See, friends. Therefore, whenever we talk about the past, we are lost in the parameter of time. Similarly, whenever we talk about the places, we are lost in the mind. So instead of complaining about the mind is disturbed, we have to define what is the disturbed mind, and then we can work on those disturbances. Simply telling the mind is disturbed. See? One lady asked me this question. Swamiji, my mind is disturbed. I said, keep it with you, I don't need. Now what should I do? I said, you define what is a disturbed mind. Oh, you started taking my examination, I don't know. If you don't know, then relax. See, therefore, disturbed mind is that mind which runs in time, space, and object. Therefore, Yoga Shastra tells us this. And this is the part which is bypassed by the most of the yogis. Those who are opening the yoga studio, I am talking about them. See, we start from Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Ashtanga Yoga. So these are the limbs. Anga means limbs. Like hands are the limbs, legs are the limbs. Ashtanga, 8 limbs. Of what? Whose hand? No, only hand. No, no, no. Hand must belong to somebody or some body. Similarly, when we talk about Ashtanga Yoga, what is yoga? The body is that of the yoga and 8 are the limbs. So what is yoga? See, Patanjali Maharshi says, Trayamekatra Sayyamaha. When the mind is held steady with reference to time, space, and object together. Meaning, the mind is held in one place on one object for a longer period of time without much efforts. That is called Sayyama. And this is the technical term, not a casual term to translate in English. See? And this term is used by Bhagwan Krishna. But we don't go according to the yogic definition. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami. Sayyami means one whose mind is 100% controlled with reference to the time, space, and object. See? Mind has no reason to get disturbed. See? Therefore, in initial stages, if we are clear that meditation means this mind has to be held with reference to these 3 parameters. So start with one, space or deshata. So wherever you are sitting, see, this is so simple. All of us know wherever there is a movement, there is a samsara. Where there is no movement, there is Paramatma. Therefore, whenever we are thinking about doing meditation, what do? We sit quiet. Means what? No movement. So we all know. So we sit quiet. So body wise we are quiet. But mind wise, then we do this bhavana. See, bhavana is a very powerful tool of meditation. Bhagwan says in Bhagavad Gita, Nasti buddhi ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nata nacha bhavayataha shanti ashantasya kutas sukham. So we have to do this bhavana. What? The mind is now in spiritual heart. Spiritual heart is the sternum, the center of our chest. Hold the mind in that place. It is not going anywhere. Oh, did I lock my room when I was coming? Gone mind. Hold the mind by this bhavana in one place. We have conquered the mind 1/3. Then add one more parameter. Hold any one object. For example, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Vigraha, not a statue. So hold the Chaitanya Vigraha, living Bhagwan Krishna in our heart. So the mind is holding on to Bhagwan Krishna in one's spiritual heart. So the mind is quietened with two parameters, two ropes. Now we add one more parameter. And the third parameter is hold the mind in one place on one object for a longer period of time. So dharana is with reference to place, desh. Dhyana is with reference to object, and samadhi is with reference to time. Now the mind is in one place, one object for a longer period of time. So the movement of the mind has come to a standstill. There is no tension, there are no different types of experiences like seeing the light, hearing the conch. No, this experience where time, space, and object have come to a standstill. This mind itself is the Chaitanya. Don't try to see anything. The mind is in one place on one object for longer period of time. Now if you observe, Your asana has become firm at the base, vertically steady. Your breathing has changed the quality. Breathing is slow and extremely shallow. So, this is our journey from changing to the changeless. If we have to lead a meditative life, how can we, if we are simply sitting, mind is not allowed to move in time, space, and object, then how can we live the meditative life? For this, we have given you a mantra. Wherever you are, space. Whenever you are, time. Whatever you are, a body. Be 100%. So now we are in satsanga. Where are we in satsanga? When are we in satsanga? During the satsanga. So what should be we? We should be satsangi. You are living in meditation. This practice of making ourselves available 100% at every moment is living in meditation 24/7. Then our mind is at its peak performance because the mind is not wasting its energy with reference to the past memories or future worries or present excitement. Here, the point of great alertness is the quality of breathing. If your breathing is becoming deeper, then you are entering sleep. If your breathing is becoming faster, then you are getting identified with the body. It is like the car is moving in optimum speed on the traffic roads, yet the driver is at peace because he is living in 100% awareness. At this moment, I am a driver. So, living in meditation, therefore, means we have to practice to remain 100% in the utter present without going to sleep. Now, if the sleep comes, then what is to be done? Take a deep breath and do the kumbhak for some time. All the cells in the body will be starving for oxygen and sleep will disappear. At this moment, now you are nobody. Because you are nobody, you have no reference point to start thinking. Reference point is time, space, and object. Therefore, nobody is never disturbed. Somebody is always disturbed. At this moment, the mind is formless. It has dropped the body shape, and because of that, our weight at the base has increased. Because the mind has dropped the body shape, body identification, there is no reference for the mind to think. Mind cannot think without a reference. If I ask you to think about your parents or children, immediately the mind will be gushing in the floods of thoughts. And if I ask you, think about nothing, therefore, consciously living as nobody is the life lived in meditation. How the nobody is reduced to somebody? Because of the reference of the past. Don't give any reference of the past. You are nobody. Somebody is a mule carrying the burden of the total past memories. If we live as nobody, we are nothing to talk. And when we are nothing to talk with the world, we don't talk to ourselves also. That is what Ramana Maharshi is. We may call him Ramana Maharshi. He never advised anybody what they should do. We are not doing meditation. If someone is struggling, then he or she is doing meditation. Like when we struggle while breathing, then we are not normal. In the same manner, if we are struggling in meditation, we are going the wrong way. Take deep breath 2 3 times. Move your fingers and toes. Now, the experience that we have gone through, it cannot be like this or like that. The experiences that we know is experiences gained through the sense organs, experiences gained through the organs of action, experiences gained through exercise, experiences gained through going to the temple. This experience of our being is unlike any experience, and therefore we cannot create or we cannot repeat it. That experience which is repeated is we are living in the Prakriti, matter. This experience is not repeated, is unique. Therefore, This is not the bhog, but this is the yoga. In yoga, we merge. In bhoga, we remain. And therefore, there cannot be any memory of meditation. If we have this notion that I have enjoyed the meditation, then we were the bhogi and we were not practicing meditation. Just remain as it is. And this poise is maintained throughout the day, provided we don't revert back to our original way of living. Comparison, comments, confusion, no. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Offer everything at the feet of the Lord. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.